we take a look at some of the weirdest RC vehicles ever made. At number 10, the Mecanum Wheel Car. Built by Joe Su, this neat RC car can drive in any direction. This is thanks to its strange looking wheels, which have a series of rollers connected to its circumference. And by alternating these wheels, you can drive the car sideways. This is most likely powered by an Arduino board, so it's definitely pretty straightforward to build, with no pun intended. And if you're into these kind of RC cars, then also make sure to check out my Sphero car, which can also drive in any direction. At number 9, the Black Knight. There have been a few of us who have strapped a rocket engine to an RC car, only to watch it obliterate into 1,000 pieces. But the Black Knight actually works by using a rocket engine, and it set a world record at over 200 miles per hour, which is pretty insane for an RC car. It utilizes a hybrid N20 rocket motor, which pushes around 40 pounds of thrust. The steering is also gyro stabilized so that the rocket car does not turn into an uncontrollable missile. And it also carries a spare parachute just for insurance measures. But on top of all this, you actually need superhuman sight and reaction in order to drive this rocket RC car. At number 8, the Stirling Engine Car. It's always nice to see a rehash of the typical drivetrain. This particular car is built by a team at the East LA College, and it utilizes a Stirling motor which converts heat to mechanical energy, which is basically an engine actually using a candle flame in order to power the entire vehicle. This in turn drives a small generator and actually allows the car to move and be fully controllable. And yes, it is a bit slow, but nevertheless it's still actually pretty cool to see a fully workable model solely based on Stirling power. At number 7, the i-H2 Go. Now, hydrogen vehicles may not be taking over the world just yet, but now there's an actual water-powered RC car. It has a real working hydrogen fuel cell, and it can be charged via solar or even USB. The onboard tank electrolyzes the water, and this allows the hydrogen to be converted to electricity. But obviously this is for when the RC car is actually working. And unfortunately this thing is really unreliable and its software is outdated, so it's not really worth $150. At number 6, the Suduko Solver. This clever robot can solve a Sudoku puzzle all by itself. Now this type of puzzle is logic based, and each row and column contains a digit from 1 to 9. The robot scans the puzzle into 1 pixel lines, and then it calculates which cell to fill. It carries an onboard Mindstorm processor, which was originally a bit slow, so it did take some fine tuning. And overall it may not win any races, but this is probably one of the most clever wheeled robots. At number 5, the Pneumatic Lego Car. There are countless ingenious Lego creations out there, but in relation to the subject of RC cars, this is one of the most interesting projects. It is powered by a 2-piston air engine, but it also has pneumatic steering as well. And to make it even better, it has an onboard compressor, so it is self-sustainable. Now the car will not break any speed records, but it does win points in originality and design. At number 4, the Safley. Before Boston Dynamics started building scary and potentially lethal machines, they experimented with smaller projects such as this one. The Safley is like your typical RC car on the ground, until it jumps 30 feet into the air with its electric actuators. Its onboard cameras and gyros keep it pretty stable during mid-flight, and the car lands perfectly almost every time. The vehicle can jump over 25 times on a single charge, which also includes Donald Trump's wall. At number 3, the Vertigo. Instead of jumping over walls, why not just climb them? I covered this particular vehicle before, and it's nothing short of impressive. The props are the drivetrain here, and they tilt from the vertical position on the ground to a horizontal position on the walls. This allows the vehicle to be pinned on vertical walls regardless if it's made of brick, concrete, or even vinyl. An onboard sensor allows the robot to know where it is in relation to the wall, so the propellers automatically tilt. Unfortunately, this is only a prototype, but it would make one heck of a product on the market. At number 2, Project Aelith. Why have a single motor powertrain when you can have a 4 independent drive overkill RC car? Now obviously this thing is pretty sophisticated and it's driven by an onboard Cortex processor. It's kind of like a quadcopter setup with ESCs and a 3-axis gyroscope. And the car has a software differential program which controls how much power is going to each wheel. It also can control the amount of slippage each wheel receives. This allows the car to do some pretty outstanding maneuvers. Now I cannot even build anything close to this, but if you actually want to tackle this on, the source code is on the creator's website. At number 1, the Dart. This is probably one of my favorites, and it's one of the best homemade RC vehicles ever made. It's an electro-hybrid powered by a steam turbine with 2 impellers. It is both thrust and wheel driven, so it can achieve moderate speeds. Everything is pretty much RC controlled, including the steam valve and even brakes. So overall, it's a very impressive build, which probably took a very long time, and it definitely deserves more views, so make sure to check out that link in my description. Once again, I just want to thank you for watching my video. Please like it if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to my channel. Okay, see you in the next one.